Welcome to the Sticks and Threads podcast, episode 20, from a new location. And it's been over 2 months since I recorded. I did not plan on taking such a big break. It was not my intention, but it happened anyway. I feel like I'm really nervous and I'm really like, oh, this is the first time recording again. And yeah, so forgive me for being very chaotic and all over the place. I have to get back into a rhythm I never had before, because when I started podcasting right right after episode 5 or 6, or maybe earlier, I don't remember, all the house move stuff started. So yeah, well, the house move is done, and yeah, it's been 2 months, almost 3 months already. But I will talk about that in the end if you are interested. If you're not interested, it's all about knitting right now, and let's get into it because I have to start somewhere. Well, places where you can find me, I post that at the beginning of the episode, and I will post it at the end of the episode. Also, this time I will do my very best to do show notes again, which will be down below in the subscription, in the thingy down there. I don't know what it's called, and I will do my best to put links to everything I talk about right here. As you can see, new location. I still have to figure out with lighting and everything. I record on a laptop. I don't have a camera. I don't have any studio lights or anything. I have to do it with what I have here. So, knitting. I have finished objects. Yes. Well, that's should not be a surprise, but it was a surprise to me because my knitting mojo really was gone. And so it took me maybe 2 months before I really started knitting again and started feeling happy about the knitting again. So I have everything around me here. I hope to have a desk next week, hopefully, when we get a chance to go to IKEA. But for now, I'm sitting on the floor. I borrowed a tiny table from my daughter, and yeah, everything is around me, so I have to grab everything. First finished object is a pair of socks. I knitted these for my husband. These were the house moving socks. I cast these on before we started the real house move, like loading the truck and everything. So I had these ready for when I would have some knitting time. I had some knitting time during the house move. When the movers started loading, I couldn't do anything, so I was just there in a corner, sometimes answering a few questions like, where does this go? Or so I was just in a corner knitting away on these, and later in the car to the new house. And well, the next day I didn't have any knitting time and it stopped. But I finished them a week after the house move, just before my husband had to leave again. So he never got to wear them, but I finished them. So the yarn is from online Sokkenwolle. I don't have the tag here anymore. Well, I do have the tag, but it's in my notebook already, and I can't get to my notebook right now because it's right over there, and I don't feel like getting up. So, but it's a commercial sock yarn. It was really nice to knit with. I love knitting with commercial sock yarn. The sock blocker is a sheepy one from Yarnistry, and she makes lovely, lovely sock blockers and other accessories. So that's pair number 1 for the husband. Next were I also knitted a few gifts, but I don't have those anymore, so I will not mention or show or anything. Let me see. Next I knitted this pair of lovely socks. It's really blowing out, but it's gorgeous, and it's a pattern from Christy from Yarn Cafe Creations, Santa Baby socks, and I knitted them also in her yarn. I have the tag right here. It was gifted to me by a lovely friend from Instagram. It's called I Didn't Peek at My Presents, with the pattern Santa Baby socks. Perfect. And the pattern is really nice. And it was all I worked on at that time. And yeah, it was a joy to knit. I don't know where the mini came from. I just have it in stash, and I thought it was a nice match. I still have 50 grams left, so another pair of socks. Next up is a pair of self-striping sock yarn from Yippee Yarns from Janine. And let me see, I have her tag right here. And I love knitting on these. Really, I love knitting with self-striping sock yarn. I should do it more often because I have quite a stash. But I also hope she will dye more of her self-striping yarn because this was really pretty. I love these colors and the stripes and the speckles and everything. Also the mini from stash, I don't know where it came from, but it was nice. A nice match. I also have leftovers from these, but not enough for another pair of socks because I kept knitting on the leg too long. But I love them. So where should I drop those? Next up, oh, I knitted so much. I now see, like, you did knit a lot. I thought I didn't knit that much because of 2 months not really interested, but I still had a pair of socks and I had a shawl, and yeah, really. Another pair of socks was finished. It was I'm Sorry for the Glare, Rhinebeck Roomies by Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. And look at these pretties. I have 2. So these are my lovely socks. I really love having the back in just stockinette and the front for the pattern because you can really show off the yarn perfectly in the back in stockinette stitch, and stockinette stitch is my favorite stitch of all. The mini also again from stash, don't know where it came from, had it in stash and just thought it's fun. I was really in the mood apparently to knit heels, calves, toes in a different contrast color. The yarn is from Yarn Magpie, and it was a BFL blend, Festive Bubbles it was called. I didn't think really about Christmas yarn when I saw this, so I thought I just want to knit this yarn, and I did, and I love the socks. I've been wearing them, but they are freshly washed before I showed them to you because I would not dare to show you worn socks that have not been washed. One more finished object, and it was a big one. When I started it, I thought, wow, I'll knit it and it will go quickly because it's mostly garter stitch and seed stitch, and this will go quickly, but it didn't. It was a slog in the end, but I made it and I love it. It's really, in the end, I halfway through I was done with it and I was like, I don't want to knit on it anymore, but I want to finish the object and everything. And then, yeah, I was just like, if I just sit in a corner quietly, I can knit on it. And it was just what I needed. It was exactly what I needed at that time. Just some mindless, non-thinking knitting. I knit the Adrif Shawl from Vera Valimaki in Lane magazine. Where is it? Where is it? Let me see. From Lane magazine, issue 5. It's the Adrif Shawl, and I hope I can show you a little bit. That's the picture. It's, yeah, it's glorious. So pretty. But this is mine. I will show it, like that. It's really big. I cannot show you the entire thing, but it is gorgeous. It's garter, it's some eyelets, it's seed stitch. It's just perfect. The yarn, I had this in stash for a very long time. It's from Truly Hooked, and let me see, it was merino, silk and cashmere. It was a test blend at that time. I think it's called Subtle Beauty, and I had it in stash for so long. And when Lainey or Lining, I don't know what to call it, but I just call it Lane. When the magazine came in and I saw this, I immediately had to think about this yarn. And I'm so happy I need it. I love wearing it. It's so comfy and cozy, and it's just, I love it. It's really like a warm hug when you need it. So it's too hot right now, so I'm not putting it on, keeping it on, because yeah, it's too hot, but it's so pretty. It's so soft, and the shine on it is so pretty. So I'm really happy I finally found a project for this beautiful yarn I had in stash for over 2 years now. So I finally have something to cuddle with. Yeah. Also, well, this is the last bit of finished objects. It was winter. We even had snow, and that's been a very long time since we had any snow here. Yeah, the kids started requesting, we need mittens, we have cold hands, and Mom, you need to knit us mittens, because I did make hats for them, but never thought about mittens because they have those cheap acrylic ones from just the store bought. But they started requesting, so I started knitting. I went into stash, I found a few yarns that I like. Oh, if you like the color, I will make mittens from you. I used the world's simplest mittens from Tink and Knit, and these just knit up so fast, really. Within a day or 3, 4 maybe, I had a pair of mittens for each kid. This is the first pair for the oldest. She requested purple, and I have a pair for the youngest girl, and she wanted the pink one with an I-cord on it because she loses everything. And I also made a pair for the boy, and as you can see, he's had a lot of fun with them already. He enjoyed them really so much. He dropped them in a bottle one day and they were really dirty, and he was really sad he couldn't wear them for 2 days because, yeah, you can see he made snowballs with it. He did everything with it. You can see it. But still, he was really happy. Every day he came home and he said, "Mommy, those mittens are really warm on my hands. I love it." So that's all I want to do here. I used Sticks and Cups yarn, hand dyed, and also from Stash. I had it in Stash and I never really knew what to do with it because it was chunky yarn and was like, why did I buy that? The colors were amazing, but I hardly ever use chunky yarn. But now I have mittens for the kids. Also, I need a pair of mittens for my husband from yarn from Stash. I believe it was Nepal yarn. Drops Nepal yarn with alpaca, but he did not wear them, so they are still crispy clean, and I don't think he will wear them because he's not a mittens type, but it was just like he came home from Dubai where it was really hot, and he came home when it was snowing. So it was just kind of a joke, like, here you have some pair of mittens, you are going to need them. Let me see, those were the finished objects. Quite enough, right? For being away for so long, so the shawl took a really long time, and the socks took longer than usual as well. Let me get a bit out of the way here so I can reach the other things. I'm sorry for all that. Yeah, okay. Works in progress. I have works in progress. You wouldn't believe it, but I have works in progress because I think it was February, the first week. I started like, yeah, I need to be knitting again, and I worked on my cozy memories blanket quite a lot. I put in the advent calendar after the house move. It was all I knitted on at that time, and I got castanitis a little bit. I didn't cast on everything that came to mind, but I did start a few projects. So we will begin with a pair of socks that's living in my Fiber Rachel project bag, the ears bag, I think, the catty ears. It's so cute. I love this bag. It's really well made, and drawstring. I love drawstring at the moment. I went from drawstring to zipper, and now I'm back at drawstring. Really love drawstring at the moment. So I have one finished sock already. Again, contrast, cuff, heel, and toe. I don't know where the mini came from. It's just in Stash. I have a bin full of just solid colors, mini skeins, and other leftover bits and everything. It's just, I don't have the tags anymore. This is a lovely pattern. It's Coffee Talk pattern by Tracy from the Grocery Girls, and It's a very nice knit, relaxing knit, mindless knit. It's my travel knit at the moment. This is the other one. It's ready for the heel, so I might pop that in later today. A lovely Progress Keeper by Chapelview Crafts. I think if it's incorrect I will post it below, but I think it's Chapelview Crafts. The main color yarn is from Chestnut Cabin, Andrea, and it's a lovely, lovely color. I thought it was a nice match to the pattern, and it's nice to knit on. So let me get that in without poking myself. So that's a bit of travel knitting right now. I have a pair of socks, well, a started sock in my purse. It's in the car. I forgot to grab it, so I will not show you right now. Maybe next time. But that's in the car, and I don't feel like going downstairs again because I already had forgotten quite a few things, and yeah, so it's so cute, this bag. Look at how cute. So that's work in progress number 1. This is just a cuff, but I thought I'd show you anyway because I'm knitting on it. I am knitting the Spruce Fingerless mitts by K. Litten. I don't want to show you everything, but lovely fingerless mittens, and I know it's getting warmer right now, but I had started these in January in a different yarn, messed it up, of course. The pattern didn't show up, and it was like, I'd better just knit plain vanilla. And so I frogged it, and I started it again, and I messed it up again because my mind just wasn't in it, of course. And now I have a cuff with my little sheepy Stitchmarker Progress Creeper by the Woolly Dodo, and it's just such a cutie. I love it. The yarn I'm using is Sandnes Garn from Norway, which I received from a fiber share friend last year, I think, or the year before. I don't remember. It's been such a long time, so that's also why I really wanted to cast these on, because I'm knitting from stash, and it feels really good to start projects again from stash and like finally knitting up those pretty yarns that have been living here for so long. It's just time. Also, let me get that back in. It's living in this amazing bag I received as a Christmas gift from Monique from Blueberry Fields in Canada, and she gifted this to me for Christmas, and it was so nice. I really stayed strong, and I did not open until Christmas morning together with the kids. When they opened their gifts, I opened mine, and I am using this lovely bag now for my mittens. That's just a cuff. Yeah. But they will get to be mittens. Maybe one day. Before next winter. For sure. Next is living in my pink hazel bag. It's pink. I needed a pink bag. This is my only real pink bag that was not occupied at the moment, because one other bag that's really massive is occupied, and I'm not going to show you that because it's not worth showing. But this one is worth showing. I should have prepped this a lot better, but I did not. I'm sorry. Where is my... I know what pattern it is, but I don't have the picture, and the magazine is downstairs, but it's from Lane magazine, and I am knitting the Birds of a Feather, and it's going to be really, really, really special because this yarn was gifted to me by a friend, and I better leave that in because that will... She gifted, we did a swap for Starbucks mugs, and she shipped me a Arkansas Starbucks mug, which is in very high rotation at the moment because I use it almost every day. I don't have it here. It's downstairs, and I don't feel like going downstairs, but I've shown it on pictures. She also included this little bag with the snaps. I really love it. There's no tag in it from who made it, but it's awesome. And also, I don't know if you can see, but the inside is glittery, and that's so for her. In here is my mohair. It's just so pretty. This really does not do it any justice. It's so pretty. It's so soft. It's yeah. And this is the other yarn. It's just so... It's got a sparkle, and I wish it would show up because these sparkles are so amazing. Maybe in the... It's so nice to knit on, really. It's so... She also sent me a Stitchmarker from Arkansas State, and I just had to use it on this one. Everything I use for this has to be pink. Unfortunately, I don't have any pink knitting needles, otherwise those would be pink. I have a little bit of purple here, but I was chatting with Lorianne from, if you might have guessed by now, Arkansas Yarn Company, and I was chatting with her, and I was like, I don't know what to knit with the yarn. I don't want to make socks. I don't want to make a hat because I don't wear hats that often. I want to make something really special because this is really special. And then she said, well, I'm knitting the Birds of a Feather shawl. And I was like, that's it. That's it. I have to knit the Birds of a Feather. I've been wanting to knit one for a very long time, but I just couldn't find my match. So when she said that, I was like, yeah, it's going to grow up to be a Birds of a Feather. And it's, I'm already like, I wish it was finished. I want to wear it badly. But Lorianne had sent me one of these and one of the fluff, which is really awesome. Like, I was so stunned. She also included other gifts. She also included tuft woolens, and I love tuft woolens, so this is also in my bag because she gifted it to me and I need to keep it all together. Yeah. I just love tuft woolens. It's awesome. But so I said to her, well, if you dye this yarn again, I'm trying to find a tag because it does have a name. But being so chaotic, I forgot the name. I have it right here. Excuse the crinkling, I need to get it out. The fluff is called Rose Water. Look at the beautiful handwriting. And the sparkle is called Rose Gold. But I had one skein of the rose gold and I had one skein of the rose water. And so I said to Lorianne, well, when you dye this again, please set aside one skein for me from the sparkle because I need two. And I will get it from you after Edinburgh when I have saved up again, because buying from the US is really expensive and I am saving up as hard as I can for UIF. Lorianne, you are the sweetest person ever. She sent me another one just as a gift and it made me cry because, and I'm starting again, it's just the sweetest thing. She just sent it to me. You can see the sparkle a little bit better. She sends them like this and it's really pretty and it was just awesome. But also she included a awesome gift and it was a big surprise. It's from Simply Serving. She does not ship to Europe and I hope one day she will, because she makes awesome stitch markers. A little sheepy, and she said, Lorianne sent it to me and I was just like, oh, I don't know how to thank you for sending me this, and I really hope one day we will get a chance to meet and I will give you the biggest hug I can ever. So this has been on hold for a little while because I am trying to finish a sweater so I can wear that at EYF, and that brings me to my last work in progress. No, it's not really my last work in progress, but we will get to it. So I really miss knitting on my birds of a feather because it's just a big joy to work on. I really love knitting on it, but yeah, I want to wear this sweater. I posted about it on my Instagram, so you know what I'm talking about if you follow me on Instagram. It's living in this very big bag by the Happy Little Sheep, and this is perfect for a sweater. It's got so much stuff in it really. I can't show you. I have my knitting set in here. I have waste yarn and a needle I'm not using, and yeah. Oh, that's not the tag I'm looking for. Yes, that's the tag. I am in this lovely big bag by the Happy Little Sheep lives my Breathing Space sweater. It's by Vera Varimaki. It lives in Interpretations volume number 3 and it's just stunning. I've been wanting to knit this also for a very long time, I think for about 2 years, but I just couldn't find my match. Like the Birds of a Feather, it's been on my wanted list for a very long time. I just couldn't find my match in yarn. My birthday was in January and my lovely friend Carla, she sent me a lovely yarn from Etsy, and I don't have it in the skin anymore because I'm knitting it up, but she sent me this one, and it's from West yarn in the Netherlands. It's called Amazing Aubergine, and it is the softest yarn, really. I love this blend. It's 85% merino and 15% nylon, but I had this and I thought that's way too soft to make socks out of. And one skein shawl, no, not for me at the moment. And so I went to the Etsy shop from West Yarn again, and I saw she had a grey. So I messaged her and I said, well, do you know if that grey you have in the shop matches this one? So she made a picture of them together, and I was like, it's too light. And then she said, well, I can dye another grey, and she showed me a few skeins in grey, and yeah, it became this one. This is the last bit I have. It's graphite, and it was just like, that's it. That's the one I need. So it's all messy and everything. Like, I'm just continuing the chaos right here. Like I've never been away, okay? It's just, it was a lovely match, and it's really big because I needed to knit the biggest size. I think it's the biggest size because I gained a ton of weight during the last few months, but it is so pretty and it's so lovely to knit on. It's so soft. I am knitting on the sleeve. It's the last sleeve. It's the second sleeve. I already have one. I think I have to do some, it's all, some fluff got in my nose. I'm sorry. I think I have to do some surgery on the sleeves, but I don't know how much time I will have to finish this and block it and everything, so I'm just gonna finish the sleeve like I did on this sleeve, but I think it's it should yeah, pause. Okay, in the pattern it's a 3/4 sleeve, and you should have a bit more of this gray, but my arms are apparently T-Rex arms. When I tried it on, it was like, that's way too far already. It was already like there, and I really like 3/4 sleeves because I always wear my sleeves like that. I never have my sleeves down. If I have my sleeves down, I'm really cold, I'm really sick, and I'd better be in bed. So I was like, I was knitting this little gray piece, and I was like, it's already too far. But I don't know how much knitting time I have, so I just do the ribbing and we will see what happens. So I'm doing the other sleeve exactly the same. I'm still in the stripes, so, but it might happen that I have to rip back on the sleeves for quite a bit and re-knit them. But I don't want to do that right now because I want to wear this sweater to EYF, and I will see what happens, and I just hope it will work out and I don't have to do it all over again. And I don't want to make it a deadline and rush and end up with no sweater for EYF and everything. So I said, well, if it happens, I will do it after EYF. I will roll up the sleeves anyway, so who cares, right? Who cares? It's my sweater. So that's a very big work in progress, and I love it. It's so soft, and yeah, it's awesome. I'm also still very tired. It's not really a work in progress. It's a I'm trying to work out 2 designs. At EYF, I'm also doing a workshop with Nathan Taylor, the sock magician. Really works. It started. I've been chatting for way too long, and yeah. I am doing a workshop with Nathan for sock designing, and last year, before all the craziness started, I was already thinking about designing. Like, maybe I should try it. I knit my fair share of socks and maybe just see if I can do it. I'm not really good at math, so maybe a sock is the best way to go because I can't really. I'm sorry for the crinkling, I'm trying to get the tags out. Yesterday I knew I was going to try and podcast today, so I thought, well, it's a good reason to cast it on because I really want to show off the yarns, and I really hope it will work out. So I showed the cuffs, and I will not show you the pattern yet because I'm not happy with it at the moment. I just started, but this is just the back. It's the cuff, and I tried first 4 repeats. This is the gig, and it's got sparkle in it, but you can't really see, I'm afraid. Lovely yarn by Trillies. Also been in my stash for over 2 years, so I was like, I finally have to use this. And I don't have the name of the yarn on here. No, it's not on here. I don't have the name on it. And it's got gold stellina. So that's a cast on for my first pattern, and it's really difficult. Also, when you are not good at math, this is really hard to do. But fortunately, I have knit quite a few socks, so I know how the construction should be. Next is just a cuff. I have not had a chance yet to put the pattern in. It's from Giddy Yarns, and it's called Green-Eyed Monster. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Helen gifted me this for Get Your Yarn Wish Granted 2 years ago. Again, 2 years ago. And I thought, well, the pattern I'm trying to work up is related to a flower, and I remembered this lovely yarn, and I thought it will be a nice match. I hope, because only the cuff yet. I don't know when these will see daylight. If I will ever show them, I don't know. It depends on how happy I will be with it. So, yeah, I already showed you what came in the mail from Lori from Arkansas Yarn Company. It was not my only mail over the past 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, since November. since November. I had stored it all in a box, and the box was overflowing, and I was like, I can't really show you everything. So at that time I just decided I am going to show you everything that I buy and get when I work with it. So I either show it when I cast it on, yarn a project bag when I use it, or little things, but I'm not going to do a section with acquisitions anymore. Just only when something comes in that it's like I really have to show you. So yeah, it's hopefully the episodes will be a bit shorter, like half an hour max, I hope, because I tend to chat quite a bit. But yeah, so that's it. But today I do want to show you this. It's also from Giddy Yarns, and it's self-striping sock yarn, and with a matching mini. It was her Jurassic Park movie inspired club, and I just had to have it. And these are going to be socks for my son, because he is dino crazy and he loves Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and everything Jurassic. He loves everything. So when I saw she was doing this, I said, well, I need to join in, because this will be perfect for him. And I really wanted to show you this because Helen dyes amazing yarns, and you really should check out her website. She also has a podcast, by the way. Check it out. So that's all the yarn knitting stuff. Chatter, I can chat quite a bit, and I can tell you a bit more about house move and everything. So if you're interested in hearing me blab about that, stick around. It will be a long time probably, but also I have to go away in half an hour, so I might have to cut it short and re-record later today. But if you are done, I can totally understand, no hard feelings, and thank you for watching, and hopefully till next time. If you liked the episode, a thumbs up would be great, and subscription would be nice. A thumbs down, please don't, because then I want to know why. If you have any remarks or anything, just message me in a nice, decent way, like you want to be treated yourself. So, on to the chatter. Oh, it's been a long time since I podcasted. We bought a new house in November, mid-November. The house became ours. Really, words, they are starting to fly away. And with the selling our own house, it was really stressful, because we had a deadline on a contract we signed in July or June even, I don't remember quite because I blocked it. The deadline was just one day before we would sign for this house, and yeah, it was really stressful. Just 12 hours before the end of the contract, everything was finalized for the selling of our house. So it was really stressful, but it worked out, and yeah, it was great in the end. So we bought this house. My husband came home just a day before we were signing the contract for this house. Had the ownership transfer, so this was really, it took some planning, but yeah, it worked out. So he spent his time here for about 2.5 weeks, I believe. Doing some painting and other chores, hanging up lights, and yeah, just things that had to be done before we moved in. And on December 5th, we had the moving truck come in front of the old house, and they started loading up. I had packed everything. Since October I started packing, and everything was just, it was ready to go. And yeah, so they started loading the truck, which was really weird. And the kids had their last school day and Sinterklaas and everything. It was really emotional, and yeah, so yeah, and I think at 3 o'clock they were, or 2 o'clock even, they were ready, and I was not there because the husband stayed there, and I brought the kids to their aunt and uncle because they were going to be staying there. I was already there with the kids because they only went to school till 12 o'clock. And we celebrated Sinterklaas at my brother and sister-in-law's house as a family. And when the kids went to bed, my husband and I, we got in the car and drove to the new house. Sleeping on an airbed, and it was really strange. And waiting for the truck to arrive the next morning, and they were here spot on. They said we will be there at 9 o'clock, and they were at 9 o'clock. It was really weird too. Yeah, it was an experience I had not had before. And so they started unloading again, which was also really weird because you see all the stuff emerging again, and you were like, oh yeah. That day, my stress levels were so high. I had a huge explosion of eczema on my hands. Really not helping because I had to clean the kitchen. I wanted to clean the kitchen, and I had to dig and find some gloves to put on my hand. It got only worse and everything, and it hurt so badly. But yeah, well, you don't need to know that. It was a horrible experience, and I didn't want to call the doctor for that at the moving date. So the movers started walking through, putting stuff everywhere and asking, where should this go? Where do you want that? And it just went really quickly. I had been smart about the boxes, and I really had written down which room they should go. I had numbered everything, and I had written down in a notebook what was in the box. So later when my husband came in, he said, well, do you know where this or that is? And I just grabbed my book, and I was like, oh, it's for the kitchen. And I looked up the kitchen boxes, and I was like, it's in box number. And it was really helpful, and it saved a lot of time and stress and everything. So yeah, so that was on a Thursday. That day I cleaned the kitchen and started unpacking the kitchen as soon as the boxes came in, because I really wanted that kitchen back up and running as soon as possible. And I also did the living room. I just kept going. The next day we went back to Utrecht, where the kids were. We went to pick the kids up and bring them to the new house. And yeah, I also had their bedroom set up already. The boxes were still there because I can't do that much in that little time. And the weekend we set up for Christmas. Well, and I unpacked like crazy. I just unpacked every day, every moment, because my husband would only be home for 1 week before he had to go to sea again. So I wanted the house to be as normal as possible, as quickly being home. I didn't want him to be in the moving boxes when he left. So I worked my ass off, really. We also still had a lot of things to take care of, like we had to go to the stores and find curtains and other stuff that had to be taken care of before he could leave. So a lot of days we're just running around, going everywhere. The kids started school right away Monday, so they came to the new house on Friday, had the weekend in the new house, and on Monday they started school, and I was so nervous for that. And because the oldest had so much trouble leaving, which I totally understand, because it's all she knew, and she was 9, and that's her world, and I totally understand. And so I was really, really, really nervous. But as Monday came, and it was 3 o'clock, and the kids came out, and I was like, Mom, we had such a great day. The teachers are so nice, and the classmates are so nice, and it was just a great day. And I was like a big pile of bricks just fell off my chest, and I was like, oh, thank you. I needed them to have a good first day. And then, so that 1 week, and then a week later, husband had to leave for 6 weeks. So, yeah, we were just getting into everything. It's not home yet, but I did the best I could, and so husband left, and I stayed here with the kids in a completely new house, still with a few moving boxes around, and totally unfamiliar with everything. But fortunately, the kids only had a few more days left in school, and then it was school break, Christmas holiday, Christmas game. We celebrated Christmas, and on the day before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, I unpacked the final box, moving box. I just went like crazy. I just wanted those boxes out, because for me, having those boxes gone, it was like it's the end, it's the finish, it's done. I don't have to think about unpacking anymore. I've been packing since October, and I just wanted it done desperately. And I did. Just the day before Christmas, it was done. And it made me feel so happy. Yeah, we had Christmas, and then family came over for a few days, and then it was New Year's, and we did that. Then it was my birthday, and so it was really crazy busy, everything. And then school started again, and that was the time then when it really hit, because just before Christmas at school, the kids were happy and doing all Christmassy stuff, and yeah, it was not really schoolwork anything, and I was running around doing the boxes and everything, and trying to clean up everything. Then school started again, and it just hit like crazy. It was just like, I totally underestimated how much impact a house move like this would have mentally. And I just hit a brick wall. Really, it was just like, oh my god. The kids, I had to take care of the kids as well. They started realizing the impact and the change and everything, the difference, and it was just like we lost it. So yeah, I had some issues. I still have issues. I'm trying to work my way through it. I had a few days I was not here. I was not on Instagram that much. I was not knitting. I was just, yeah, trying to work through things. Also, with going that crazy with unpacking, I blew out my back. My back is hurting so badly each day. At the end of the day, I can hardly walk. In the morning, I can hardly get up. As soon as I start moving, it's okay. But yeah, I'm so happy I found a chiropractor. I don't know how to pronounce it in English, but I also had some tests with the doctor, just making sure it's not diabetic or gluten or some other things. That's okay. I just need to get a grip on my life. I just need to work on my diet, eat more healthy, more exercise, all those kind of things, and I'm trying to do that. I need to lose about 20 kilograms, and it's really difficult when your mind is like, I need only comfort stuff, and I just want to sit in a corner and not be there. So it's a struggle, but it's getting better. There were a few weeks that I didn't even want to look at myself in the mirror. I didn't put on any makeup or any self-care or anything. I didn't do shit to say it like that. I just took care of the kids and I fed them, and it was like, that's it. More I can't do anymore. This is it. But yeah, then my husband came home and it was like, okay, he came home on January 31st. So those January was just, yeah, it was a really, really tough month. He came home and it was like, okay, now we are complete as a family. And yeah, he of course had the same issues. It hit him as well, and so we are working our way through it. And the last couple of days, I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to get back into everything. It feels okay again. I'm putting back on makeup. I even painted my nails. It's all those little things that make you feel human again. And yeah, it's coming back, and it's a struggle. I will not deny that. And yesterday was a really good day, and today is a good day as well. And I hope the good days will stay a bit longer, and the bad days will get less. So yeah, what can you do? It's a struggle, and I do my best. So yeah, that's about it. We moved. The house is amazing. As you can see, I have my own craft room. It's also the spare bedroom. So right on that side is a spare bed. It's also my bed for when the husband is snoring too much, and I can retreat here and have a quiet night. Right there is my board I made with my pins and stitch markers and cards and everything, and I plan on, I hope to get more frames so I can put all the cards that I received from friends, from all my knitting friends, and put them on the wall as well. The little cubby on that side, it's really difficult to do this in mirror. I have all my sheepy things like that, those special things, also the gifted. It's a 4-box storage, but I have no yarn or anything in it. It's just it's needles, and I don't even remember what I put in it. It's not. I have 2 expanded closets. One is full with books and some other things, and some bins with envelopes, writing paper, and just office stuff and everything. And I have 1 closet, 1 expanded, or kallax as it's called right now, full with yarn. It's not all full of yarn. It's not that big. I am going through my stash, and I do plan on destashing. It's full of. I put all boxes in, and all the yarn is stored in. I don't know how to explain it, but I have sock yarn from the Netherlands. I have sock yarn from Europe. I have sock yarn from outside of Europe, and so they all have their own box. I have self-striping yarn, I have DK yarn, I have non-sock yarn, I have scraps, I have a box of tonal colors for the heels, cuffs and toes, and I have boxes with projects ready. Well, it's like sweater quantity ready, and what more I can show you a little bit. Like that's it. The boxes are all in, but they are not all full. Some even have just 1 skein in it, just like I can't put an empty box right there, so I just put 1 skein in it. Or there's 1 box that's full with a bag of minis that are for swapping, or an extra mini gift or something like that. So it's not really all yarn exploding. Some boxes are full. I admit I have a box full of commercial sock yarn. I have a box full of commercial solid colors, and I have 1 box full of commercial yarn that I still need to work my way through. I have a box full of DK scraps. I have a box full of yarn that was gifted to me that I like. No, I need to keep that separate, and I can use some also for giveaways and everything. I'm still really organizing everything. I still need a desk, obviously, which will come in front of me here with the window. I still need to do a lot of things, but this room is really just the last room. It's not the most important room. I like to come here and just go through the stash and get inspired and just have a quiet me time moment. Get away from the kids for a few minutes, but that's kind of it. The last room, it's it's my room, and I'm really happy with it, and I feel blessed that I have this. Also, the house is, I'm really blessed that I get the chance to live here. I do my very best to obtain, do the housekeeping, and it's a lot of work. I didn't expect it to be that much work, but I still love it every day, and that's also taking away a lot of knitting time, and I don't care, because I love taking care of my house, and I've gotten back into meal prepping and everything, and planning, and yeah, it's really helping. So I think on that note I will end it here because I have to go. I have to pick up the kids from school, and I think it's quite long enough. Yeah, it's over an hour. Uh, yeah, okay. It was not my plan on being away this long, so I hope this is just an exception for having a long episode, and next time, hopefully, it will be just a tad shorter. So, well, thank you if you're still watching. Thank you very much, and I hope, yeah, you will have enjoyed the episode, watching it again, and I hope you will return. And yeah, thank you. Bye. Till next time.